Don't get satisfied.
Let's go!
The AT&T Stadium crowd is making a lot of noise.
I hope for the same thing.
It is expecting of this place.
Come on, take the ball away, dude. America's team! America's team! That's who we are!
Welcome to Cowboys Flashback. I'm Britt Johnson. Week 4 is officially in the books for the Dallas Cowboys. Sunday, the boys went head-to-head with the undefeated Carolina Panthers with the hopes of ending the Panthers' win streak. Quarterback Sam Darnold actually became the first quarterback in NFL history to rush for 5 touchdowns in his first team's 4 games. Great accolade and all, but not enough for a victory. The Cowboys secured the W 36-28, snapping the Panthers' undefeated record.
Big win, though, obviously, for this offense. Just tell us what it's like to get in a rhythm like that where Dak's just throwing it all over the yard.
It feels good every time we obviously going out there scoring points. I feel like we just going out there to execute what Kellen's calling, and, it's flowing right way.
He's a dog!
Dog, huh?
Dog.
The word I was going to ask was spin move. Just tell us about that in the open field. When do you know it's coming? You can just kind of feel that you got the defender leaning one way?
It was just a reaction. I saw him flowing over the top, and it was just a reaction to get in the end zone.
They talked all training camp about, top 3 receivers and all that, and with Gallup and CD and Amari. But you and Noah have come in here and shown a lot of depth. What's it like for you this last 2 weeks to score touchdowns there?
It obviously definitely feels good to get in there to help the guys. And they are the big 3. They go out there and make plays too, and it's my job to make it when one of them is down or one of them can't go.
You did a lot of work with Dak last 2 off seasons in his backyard and all that stuff. Do you guys have a really strong connection? It feels like he knows where you're going to be and you know where he's going to find you.
All of us have a good connection. Like you said, we all worked in the off season, and the chemistry's there. We just got to go out there and do it on game days.
Perfect. Thank you so
much.
much.
Appreciate you. Take care.
Now, this game wasn't going to just be won on the field. It was also a battle of the booth with some of the NFL's top coordinators going at it. This game was just as much physical effort as it was play calls.
Our guys are playing so hard. I love the communication. This was a game. It was good to get some pressure schemes to go against offensively. They hit us on the first one, the middle dog cross on the first play of the game. So we need that. We haven't seen a lot of pressure this year. So I really like the way the game flowed. Obviously the competitiveness of it, but a lot of adjustment football, and our players and coaches are doing a great job with it.
Trayvon, did he start complaining about the tightness of the back? How serious is he? I know you
he could have returned. I think Rich said he could have returned in the game, if needed to. So I know, it's something that I think he got a cleat on it because I talked to him at halftime. So it was bothering him at halftime.
Can you talk about the level he's playing in both of those interceptions, especially the second one where he's prone and
player of the month. Working on second month of the season. He's playing with phenomenal confidence. Obviously took the big responsibility today, watching their top receiver and deliver with two huge plays there in the second half. So playing at a very high level right now. It's awesome.
Offensively, you got it going with the ground game and with Zeke and Tony. And Zeke had the big runs. This is the product that he's talked about being in better shape and quicker than in past years.
Yeah, obviously this the only experience I have is last year, and I think just as a whole everything's better. I think just the understanding of how we want to run the football, the commitment to the run. These last 3 weeks has been outstanding, and it just so many good things come off of the run game. So, and just to have Zeke and Tony just to bang all day. It's obviously it's a real strength for us these last 3 weeks.
You talk about the 2 decisions to go for it on two.
To go for it on 2? Yeah, the first one was after the penalty that put the yard line on the ball on the on the 1 yard line. So that's frankly it's something that we practice. It's all part of our situational football emphasis, and and then there's a point in the game. At some point in the third quarter or fourth quarter, you trust your go for 2 chart. So that was the second one.
They've been really good against the run, Carolina, and they bring a lot of pressure. Was there something you guys saw that made you believe that you still would be able to run the ball, even though they've been so good at stopping it today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, once again, they've played well against the run, but we've been running very well too. So I just think, their pressure schemes, getting in and out of different defensive, personnels, our guys are doing a great job identifying it and keeping us in clean looks, as far as proper, blocking angles and that's, and Tony and Zeke are getting clean looks, to a three-man surface, particularly, and you can see the ball going back in the A gap. So I just, we're hitting a pretty good, rhythm right now. I mean, it's early. We've only played 4 games, but I really like the way we've run the ball here in the last 3 weeks.
I had a lot of options for Britt's game ball this week. Stay tuned to see who I chose.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, presented by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T. Choose VA. Veterans get the benefits you've earned. Visit choose.va.gov. And by Reliant, an NRG company. This segment is brought to you by AT&T.
The Dallas Cowboys fired on all cylinders, and there's at least 5 guys that deserve the game ball this week, but I'm going to give my game ball to Ezekiel Elliott after making me have all the feels of 2016 Zeke. You guys know what I mean. Elliott has definitely heard the critics, and, well, he shut them all up on Sunday with 20 carries for 143 yards and a touchdown.
Zeke, what was the big difference in the mentality of the team coming out in the second half?
I mean, we just knew we had to go take care of business. So, I mean, we came out hot, came out with our piss hot, came out ready to go win that football game.
How many things have to go right, blocking everything, to hit a 50-yarder like you had there?
Yeah, especially in this league, a lot of things have to go right. You got to normally make a guy miss. But, I mean, the O-line, they dominated the line of scrimmage today. By the end of the game, those guys really didn't want any more to run. I mean, we run for 250 today. But I think we got a real nice system going right now. Just me and TP in there keeping each other fresh, and I think we're gonna keep this thing going.
I don't want to say surprised, but I mean they had the #1 rushing defense heading into this game, 244 yards. I think just impressed by I don't know how easy y'all made it look today.
I mean they're a good defense. They bring a lot of different fronts to the table. They're going to run a lot of different things, so they're going to change it up on you. So it's kind of hard to kind of get a beat on what they're going to do. But they hadn't seen an offense like us this year, and so I mean we came out, we played good ball.
Zeke, obviously you're one of the handful of names people can pick out any day of the week. But what does it mean, and what does it say about this team after 4 weeks that we're starting to hear names like Wilson and Schultz and Basham and Golston and J-Ron Curse? What does that say about this team?
It says a lot. We've been saying this since the beginning. We're deep. We're deep at every position. I mean, we even got some guys injured right now. So I mean, just the ability for us to go out there and everyone play well. No one has to take too much of a load. No one has to put too much on themselves. All we have to do is play with each other and play for each other.
You mentioned over the last few weeks Tony helping keep you fresh after a month of games. Do you feel noticeably, like in a game, can you tell that you have less wear and tear on you?
Yeah, I definitely can. I definitely can tell. That he keeps me fresh, and I mean, I think we definitely play off each other very well too, and it's tough on those defenses.
Y'all were up by whatever it was, 20 going into the fourth. They made a rally. What's the challenge of kind of, even when you're up big like that, this is the NFL and the game's not over yet?
I think we came out, we've played really well this first month of the season, but I mean, the biggest thing I want to see us do is, play a complete game. I think we're good enough where we can we shouldn't, but, we get up and I think we kind of let our foot off the gas pedal. I think our next step as a football team is going out there and choking the team out. I think last week and this week we had opportunities to kind of end the game really early, but we kind of let them hang around. And I understand this is the NFL, but I want to see us as a team make that next step.
Zeke was fed, but he was not the only Cowboys player eaten. Another player got his fix. More when we return.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T. This segment is brought to you by Ashley Home Store, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Diggs does it again in his sophomore season. Trayvon Diggs has secured his 5th interception this season. That's right, count them up. 5 interceptions, 4 consecutive games with a pick. Amazing.
Trey, what's your definition of a lockdown cornerback?
Darrelle Revis. When he out there playing, that's somebody that I really watch and really look up to. You know, he's my definition of a true lockdown corner. So, him.
How if you were watching this game today, you think you made him feel proud?
I hope so.
Can you just tell us what happened with your back, or did you have a back injury?
Mm-hmm.
What happened in the fourth quarter?
I was just having back tightness. Yeah.
So it was just all cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Was it something that came up early in the game?
Yeah, early in the game.
Did you get stepped on?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Something like that. Could you have played throughout if needed?
They wanted to hold me. Just didn't want to risk it. Just had back tightness, bro. Sick.
You know, you've had so many interceptions now. It's still kind of a surprise guys are throwing your way. Are you expecting that maybe they may just stop throwing your way?
Nah, I don't want them to stop throwing. Keep throwing. I need more.
Can you describe the confidence you're playing with, given that you're responsible for half the team's turnovers at this point?
I just feel like, I'm just reading my keys, just, being me, playing, how I'm playing, just trying to play at a high level, and just, just trying to win.
You jumped over the receiver's back and just break down that play.
Say it one more time.
When you jumped over the receiver's back to get that one pick, break down that play, what you saw, that kind of stuff?
Just read my keys again. Seeing the receiver, seeing the quarterback throw the ball, and just broke on the ball. And I almost dropped it, but, I had to juggle it and bring it back in. But, I was just reading my keys and just making a play.
That was the second one, right?
Yeah, that was the second one.
What happened? What did you see on the first interception?
The first one, we was in a zone, and I was just, kind of reading the quarterback, seeing him turn my way, and he threw it right to me.
Do you have the attitude that the ball's in the air is mine as much as theirs?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like if they throw it and I can get it, I'm going to get it before he get it.
How much time do you spend studying whoever it is you're going to be assigned on a weekly basis? Like, how much of what you're doing is instinctive or physical ability, and how much of it is your preparation?
It's kind of different at receiver. When you're matching up, you really just, look at the receiver, look at how he moves. Not so much that you can look at, at the end of the day, he has to run a route. And, I know routes, and I study routes more so than I study the receiver. So whatever they like to do, whatever routes they like to run, I study that and focus on that and just try to make plays in the game.
Now, let me take you guys back to the third quarter. The Cowboys were down by 1, and Amari Cooper, who has had some rib and hamstring issues over the last few weeks, decided to let us all know he's doing just fine after catching a pass deep right for 35 yards and a big Dallas Cowboys touchdown for the lead, 20-14.
How's your hamstring feeling, Mark?
I think it's going to be good. Just, tweaked it. It's just part of the game, but I'm gonna rehab it, get some treatment on it, and as long as I can run, I'll be good.
If you think back, we had talked to you about playing hurt, and you had said, "Yeah, I learned that when I was at Alabama." It's just one of those cases where, you know what, I got to play hurt today.
Just one of those cases, man. And, the more experience you have with something, the better you'll be at it. So it's just, usually when you get hurt, you kind of don't really want to play through it. I mean, it's just, self-preservation, just that instinct kind of kicks in. But just looking in everybody and all my teammates' eyes and stuff, seeing how bad they wanted this, I had to play, you know what I'm saying? But, again, it's just a part of the game, and I'll rehab it, get treatment, and try to be the best I can come next week.
Amari, I'm sure you never doubted him, and the guys within the walls never doubted him, but how good still does it feel to see Zeke have the type of game he had
Man, I mean, these are the games that we need Zeke every game, but these are the games that we really need Zeke the most. I mean, it was the number one defense versus the number one offense, you know, and they was their front seven is, you know, pretty stout. They've been making a whole bunch of plays throughout the first quarter of the season. But Zeke, man, he hurts guys when he runs, you know. So we really needed him in this game, and he made all the plays that we all know he can make.
This sounds dumb, I'm sorry, but how do you work around hamstring pain at your position? I mean, that was a 35-yard pass that you caught. I mean, do you just fight through it, or do you not open up as much? Just how do you get through it?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the limitation right there. You just can't open up as much as you would want to. You can't run as fast as you would want to, but again, like experience, you know, when you play with injuries, you learn how to play through them. And I've had a hamstring before, so I kind of knew that I would be able to. It depends on the severity of it, if it's high, low, middle, but I knew what I would be able to do, and I knew what I wouldn't really be able to do.
Sunday afternoon's game started with a lot of back and forth, but these moments right here changed the game. Nick Eatman joins me next with this week's game-altering play.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley Home Store, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back to Cowboys Flashback. I'm here with DallasCowboys.com senior writer Nick Eatman to check out this week's gap moment game-altering play. Now, there's a handful of moments from this game that we can just toss out and they would all be really good, but I got to know which ones did it for you.
All right, well, it's got to go to the third quarter because that's where the explosive things happen here. We'll kind of set the scene. It's 20-14. The Cowboys have just taken the lead. Really, though, they haven't stopped the Panthers to this point. It's still in that back-and-forth mode. They did miss a field goal. Carolina did on their first possession, but they need to show, the Cowboys do, they can get off the field. So it's 3rd and 7, and like always, you got to start with Micah Parsons. Look at him right over the center. He's lined up there, and I think he makes the play even though he really won't be the guy that gets the stat. Double-teamed. He's fighting through it. Sam Darnold goes to his right here, and then nice play here. You're seeing Golston and Odigizua. The fact is, we're going to watch it again from a different angle. Again, you're going to see right up to the center, it is Micah Parsons. But I love the fact that all three of these guys, they're all draft picks, they're all rookies, and Golston, Chauncey Golston's only played just a few games here, and then Odigizua, they get a half sack. It's the first time, I believe, in 15 years 3 rookies got a sack in a game. I thought that was an amazing play. And what it did is set up the fact that the Cowboys get a punt, and then here they are here at the 47-yard line, and let's roll it. Let's see Zeke. We haven't seen this in about 5 years. It was just awesome to watch. Ezekiel Elliott through the line. Everybody's doing their job. He busts through. Longest run since his rookie year. All right, Britt, I'm going to ask you this here real quick. Give me an offensive lineman. Any offensive lineman on the starting 5?
Let's stay with the younger guys. Let's go Terrence Steele.
All right, well, perfect, because he's the one that dominates here. Terrence Steele, 78 right side, absolutely moves his guy back to basically a safety position here as we can keep moving it forward here because that's what Steele's going to do. He keeps going. Both tight ends right there. They say they can't block. How about that hole? And then also, Zeke still lost a step. I don't think so. All the way, that sets up a big touchdown run, and the Cowboys were able to cruise there in the third quarter.
Well, that was amazing. Before we head out of here, thank you so much, Nick, for joining me on our gap moment. I have some reactions from players when we come back.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, presented by Reliant, was brought to you by AT&T, Reliant, an NRG company, and by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
Before we wrap up this week's episode, of course, we need to check in with y'all. Cowboys Nation, how y'all doing? Big win, and we have some tweets for you guys. Dallas Cowboys are for real. I mean, that's the tweet, right? Des Bryant said it. I believe it. This next one is from Lorenzo, and Lorenzo says, the last couple of weeks, the Cowboys made big decisive moves to take over the game right at end of game and beginning of third. That's a legit Carolina team with a franchise quarterback and stout defense, and Dallas brought the fight. Need to win 3 of 4 from the South. Well, we're doing pretty good so far. Lost that first one, so I guess we're going to take the rest of these. The only thing more terrifying than a defense full of Pro Bowlers is a defense full of brawlers, and that is what our Dallas Cowboys looked like yesterday. Dallas Cowboys, can we fans get some Trayvon Diggs jerseys or not? Pro Shop, yes. This is the tweet right here because that number 7 needs to be worn on everybody's back next week. And we have this next one here. This one is my favorite. This is the tweet. If you weren't around for this or didn't sit through this, then don't come around for this. All you fake Cowboys fans, we see you. We don't need you around any longer. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Cowboys Flashback. I'm Britt Johnson, and I will see you guys next week.